Over this past weekend, we got word Andrew Tate was being rushed to the hospital. Was this a Matrix attack? It's kind of a crazy story. Because of what happened with Epstein, everybody's a little bit on edge about individuals going to jail and then being hospitalized. But apparently, we have some new information about what happened, and it doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, but I don't know if I trust it. That being said, Bolsonaro was also just admitted to a Florida hospital with abdominal pains one day after his supporters stormed government buildings. Perhaps that stomach pain was stress being built up from him being like, what is going on? And Democrats saying they want to extradite him, but I don't know for sure. These two stories, I think, are worth talking about, but I don't know if there's a whole lot beyond just the idea of someone being rushed to the hospital and the fear that many people have of, I guess, assassinations. So we'll break these up. The first thing we'll talk about is Andrew Tate. And we'll talk about Bolsonaro. And there's like limited overlap. It's mostly just the idea. But here's the story from The Independent. The Twitter account of far-right influencer. Wait. Hold on there a minute. Far right? Andrew Tate is not far right. Dude's not even political as far as I know. Maybe a little bit. But what does it mean, far right? Whatever. Posted a cryptic message on Sunday as local media reported he'd been hospitalized in Romania. Mr. Tate, 36, and his brother Tristan Tate remain in custody in Romania after they were detained under human trafficking and rape charges. It is unclear whether the tweet was sent by Mr. Tate himself or by someone else controlling the account. I'm assuming it's by someone else. The tweet read, "The Matrix has attacked me, but they misunderstand. You cannot kill an idea. Hard to kill." The account also shared a link to a news item by Romanian news outlet Spy News, which reported on the hospitalization. The report mentioned that the hospital visit took place after the brothers were given routine medical checks in jail. Okay, so here's basically what it says. This is Antenna 3, a CNN-partnered Romanian news site. It said yesterday, Tate was taken out of the central prison of the Capitol Police and taken to a hospital because when he was incarcerated, according to the procedures, he was given a medical examination. And the prison doctor asked him if he was suffering from certain ailments. The attorney for the Tate brothers notified the Central Detention Center and stated he had certain medical problems. Based on this notification yesterday, he was taken to a specialist consultation in a hospital in the capital. The report added that he was later returned to the prison where he was being held. Okay, so is this the story of an assassination attempt? Let me be real with you guys. I don't know for what reason they would try to assassinate Andrew Tate. Unless, like, he was actually trafficking women and trafficking some powerful dude's daughter. There's apparently like some politician's daughter that claimed that he tried to convince her to come out and do cam work for him or something. So maybe what's happening is he stepped on the toes of some powerful individuals and thus the hammerhead has fallen. Or he got arrested. They say, do you have any issues? And he says, I got a skin condition or something. And they go, we'll get you some ointment. Like, no, for real. Like, this could be as simple as he says something like, oh, yeah, I got athlete's foot. And they're like, OK, we'll send him to a consult for like foot fungus stuff. And then they return him back. I'm not saying he literally has it. I'm saying it could be something rather innocuous. I doubt he's got like diabetes or like an STD or something. But who am I to say? I don't know. For all we know, the statements they're putting out are lies. And they brought him to a doctor because they're going to like force him on pills or something. I don't trust the machine. And that's what makes the Andrew Tate story so difficult. Right? We had Eliza Blue on the show and she said, look, there are people coming out and they're saying they're survivors. They don't like saying victim because victim is like a negative. It puts you beneath it. I get that. A lot of people take issue with the idea of saying survivor because it's like, dude, you weren't going to die. But she was like, well, they don't want to be victims. And I'm like, oh, actually, I agree with that. Like, you shouldn't be a victim. If someone does something to you, it's like you've been victimized, but you rise above. So I get it. But it's hard because Andrew Tate's a guy who comes out and challenges the machine and says no to it, tells people to stand up, tells people to get their life in order in a really aggressive way that some people have called like MMA Jordan Peterson. But if it's true he's lover boying up some girls to make money, then we got a problem. So a lot of people just don't believe it. They try to ban him across the board. They come after him and they say, I want hard proof. Prove it. My friends, they will just say it. That's it. And then people are going to choose whether or not they want to believe it. I don't know. I don't have the answers for you. I can only tell you that you choose who you trust. Bill Cosby. Tons of women come out and said like he was putting, what was he putting in? That It's the allergy medicine. I can't remember what it's called. That he was like making them drowsy with allergy medicine and then abusing them, if you know what I mean. And it's like, well, the only evidence you have is a whole bunch of people say it. I guess the fear from a lot of people is that there's like a video of some woman being rejected by Andrew Tate, who apparently is coming out now saying she was victimized. And people are like, oh, here we go. We see this story very often. Well, we really do. And that's what freaks people out. Women wanting something and then regretting it. I am not saying that all of these circumstances are regret. I'm saying we have to be careful about women who are lying, because sometimes they do. And I'm not saying all the time or majority of the time. I'm not saying 90%. I'm just saying there are some women who have done that. Calm down, feminists. Now, at the same time, Andrew Tate, I guess the latest news is back in jail, so we'll get more updates on this. Bolsonaro gets rushed to the hospital, and this is big news. Yo, what's going on? Bolsonaro got stabbed in the abdomen during his 2018 presidential campaign. He's previously undergone surgeries, but it is unclear if his latest ailment is linked to his ongoing abdomen issues caused by the knifing. It was brutal, dude. It was like a deep thrust right into his gut. Crazy stuff. Look, I get it, man. I did a previous segment where I'm like, I'm going to be in DC skating on Saturday. Come and hang out. I want to just encourage every single skateboarder, bring your friends, come skate the plaza. It's going to be fun. We are going to have a good time. There'll be nollie flips and kick flips and gazelle spins and bigger flips. But a lot of people are like, man, are you crazy? Like, your life's in danger, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, man. You know, Bolsonaro knew it. I know it. He went out and he had his supporters. They were carrying him and someone attacked him. This is the reality of asserting yourself in these spaces. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to be a whiny little crybaby about it. I fully recognize a couple things. One, I mean, like, we'll see what happens. It's crazy that an average person can be like, hey, everybody, let's all go meet at the plaza, and no one cares. And if I do it, all of a sudden it's like a big deal. It feels kind of weird. But there may be limitations. But I fully intend on being out there in DC. Hope to see you. But here's the story with Bolsonaro. He's been admitted to a hospital for abdominal pains. Here we go. The far-right politician. Oh, everyone is far-right these days, huh? He's currently living in Florida, was rushed to Advent Health Celebration Hospital because of his ailments. Details of his severe pains have not yet been released, but his admission comes just hours after his supporters wreaked havoc and stormed Brazil's Congress. Yeah. His fans refused to accept Bolsonaro's election defeat and yesterday charged into the Supreme Court. This we know. The attack reminiscent of January 6th. Yes. We know. It's been 2 years, man. Isn't that crazy? It's been 2 years. What? 2020. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I guess I kind of can. Bolsonaro has had ongoing issues with his abdomen, was previously admitted to a hospital in Sao Paulo in January 2022 because of a blockage found in his intestines. He posted an image of him laying in bed with his thumbs up after being admitted. So I think the fear here is that he's being admitted because someone's trying to hurt him or end him or something like that. But I don't know. So far, it doesn't seem to be the case. He's in Florida. He's probably safe, probably talking to Trump or whatever. Dude's probably got to get in shape, man. You know, Bolsonaro, cut that sugar. While in Florida, he's been allegedly staying at the home of Jose Aldo, a retired Brazilian professional MMA fighter and UFC champion. Oh, okay, that's really cool, actually. Do I follow Aldo on Twitter? I don't know. The pair were pictured inside what appeared to be Aldo's Orlando home, a few miles from Disney World. The former president posed in MMA gloves, and in one photo even had Aldo jokingly in a headlock as the pair beamed from ear to ear. It's funny. Bolsonaro is facing a variety of investigations at home for his time in the presidential office. Arrived in Florida late December 30th. Reports suggested he plans to stay in the U.S. for at least a month and maybe up to 3. Since arriving, he has been filmed wandering around his temporary neighborhood, soaking up the adoration of expat Brazilian supporters who flocked to the house where he is staying, and even staged a mini rally in support. That's really cool, man. We've been talking about going down to Florida in a couple of months. It'd be really cool if we could find a way to sit down with Bolsonaro and have a conversation with him. That'd be really great. I don't know. Is he a good English speaker? I'm not entirely sure, but it would be really, really awesome. Brazil is one of my countries, man. What I mean, it's like one of the few countries that I've been to and really liked. Ukraine's awesome. Been there a couple times. Brazil's awesome. Been there a couple times. I've been to a whole bunch of other countries, but Brazil and Ukraine are countries that I really, really do enjoy being in. I'm really bummed about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia and all that stuff, because Ukraine really is just awesome. It's awesome, man. And so it's a bummer, absolute bummer. He's also been filmed inside a local Publix grocery store. Yeah, people are so crazy. Like, they want to extradite him. Yo, he's not his supporters. I think he's all right. He'll be all right. I think these stories are, I don't know. People probably overhyping it, so I'll leave it there. Hey, look, I did 3 bonus segments, I guess, today. Maybe we'll keep it up. Assuming the news is there and I'm able to do it, I'll keep doing it. So thanks for hanging out. Stick around. More to come. IRL is tonight, 8 p.m., and we'll see y'all there.